Good morning everybody, welcome back to cilinixfxcapital. Hope you're all doing great and welcome to this new video right here on Bitcoin. We're going to do a full update right here. We'll talk about the technicals, we'll talk a little bit about fundamentals as well, because I think fundamentals are quite important. And at this point of time, I have to say fundamentals are quite stable, right? Because obviously I've spoken about the economic data this week already multiple times on Sunday and Monday, and there's no major economic data. We have FOMC minutes tomorrow, but I very much doubt that for this one specifically, we will get some sort of a de-risking effect or whatever. I doubt it, right? It's always a possibility, of course, but the stance of the Federal Reserve is so clear now for July the 30th, which is the next meeting, but also for August going into September, that I doubt that this is going to do anything. And then outside of that, look, the most important fundamentals right now have everything to do with trade deals and tariffs, right? That is very much what's going on right now, and that also has an effect on the markets. But as it stands right now, I mean, even though we're getting more and more reports of tariffs being set, right? So yesterday I think it was on some Asian countries, both in Southeast Asia and Far East Asia. But even though that has happened, and even though we got a bit of a move down, as you can see right here, I think this was the highest selling volume that we've seen in a while, at least since the end of May. So even though that was the case, at this point of time, the S&P 500, which is the most important fundamental measure for Bitcoin, is still respecting the uptrend and has actually seen pre-market a bit of a recovery here. And in a sense, I mean, these tariffs, yes, I mean, they're bad, but they were also probably to a certain extent already priced in. And you know, certainty is also valued by markets. So therefore, as it stands right now, look, there is a risk, right? So that if we have a major escalation, for example, in trade between the United States and Europe, I'm not sure if that's priced in. So something like that can actually cause the prices to decrease quite significantly, which is definitely something you need to be aware of and something you need to keep your eyes on as much as you can. But outside of that right now, it's still fine. And then if we take a look at Bitcoin specifically, look, I would not call Bitcoin bullish right now, right? To call Bitcoin bullish, we needed to hold 108.6 yesterday. We spoke about that yesterday as well, and we failed to do that. And you can see right here, that you know, the value that we had on Sunday was right here between 108,000 and 108,900, and then on Monday we opened higher, but we failed to actually hold that. So you can see that we're now forming some sort of a new balance, which is kind of between the balance we had up here and the balance we had right here at the end of June. But the balance we have right now seems to be, and I'm going to expand this a little bit, seems to be between 107.5 to the downside and 108.7, and we're just waiting for some sort of a high volume breakout. When we're talking about buy areas, I'm actually quite interested in this area around 106,000, when we have the 786 FIB, 30-day rolling VWAP, and some previous imbalances. So a breakdown below 107.5 does not necessarily mean we're going to drop down all the way to 100,000 again. I think 106,000 has a possibility to create something like this, so that's definitely an area to keep your eyes on. And if we're going to break out above 108.7, doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to break out either, because we could do something like touch that fair value gap right there and then revert back into value. So at this point of time, we opened within yesterday's value. I would say it's most likely we're going to get stability, which is boring, I know, but that is most likely. And then if we have some sort of a fundamental breakthrough, if we have some major news, then we're going to get a real breakout. But for now, it's waiting for that. And for now, I would say any deviation outside of the balance is an opportunity to go long or short, depending on which way, right? Expecting a reversal back within the balance afterwards. But those are my thoughts. I think that's what you need to know regarding Bitcoin. So if you do have any questions, anything, let me know down in the comments. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.